China has asked India to exercise restraint on its plan to link Tawang district in northeastern state of Arunachal Pradesh with railway network. Beijing stated that an unilateral action might complicate the unresolved border issue. According to media reports, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said, and I quote, "We hope that the Indian side can exercise caution, show restraint and refrain from unilateral actions that might further complicate the question so as to create a sound condition for enhancing mutual trust between China and India and promoting proper resolution of the boundary question," end quote. The reaction comes as the Indian government is planning to construct a 378-kilometer rail link from the Bhalukpong, which is the last station of Indian Railways on the Assam-Arunachal Pradesh border with Tawang. The move is driven by strategic and security considerations given China's claims over Tawang. China claims Arunachal Pradesh as part of Tibet and frequently objects to any visit by diplomats or top Indian leaders there. Now we are joined by Srikanth Kondipalli, a well-known China expert and also a professor of Chinese studies at Jawaharlal University. A very good morning, Srikanth. Why do you think is China objecting when it itself, when it's increasing its border infrastructure here?
That is quite clear. The Chinese have initiated a couple of years ago a major railway line to Ningxi from Shigatse. This is at a cost of about $4 billion. Ningxi prefecture is north of Arunachal Pradesh. So they have this plan which will be completed this end of this year for the railway line across the line of actual control in northeast. So the Chinese, on the one hand, have been constructing the railway line in their claimed territory. There is also the Western Highway in Aksai-Chin, and also towards the middle sector, they have built roadways. So, in other words, the Chinese have built roadways or railways across the line of actual control in the Indian context. Yet the Chinese are opposing the Indian efforts to build railways. Now, as you know that since 2011, India had been planning to have three major railway lines into the northeast, one to Pasighat, second to Tawang, and another route as well. These are at a cost of nearly 50,000 crore rupees. And this is to enhance connectivity to the region, enhance the living standards of the people in the region, and to integrate the whole region through the connectivity aspects. Now, China is objecting to this because they think that they will have no claim, effective claim over Tawang with this railway line built up. But the Chinese themselves have, in many of the disputed areas, first have built the infrastructure, and then as a fait accompli had proposed this in the dispute resolution. So this is unfair on the part of China to accuse India of connecting to the Tawang region.
Right, and given that this is unfair on their part, but how does a railway line to Tawang really change the strategic dynamics in the region?
Well, yes. Number one, the railway line at 10,000 feet in Tawang would integrate that with the other economic centers in the northeast, especially with Assam. This will lead to possibly much more exchange of goods and services among people, will lead to more prosperity. China's plan so far has been not to open up any border posts in Arunachal Pradesh, although the former Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister had proposed some 19 border posts between Arunachal Pradesh and China. They have rejected that proposal, suggesting that this is a sovereignty-related aspect. So on the one hand, they argue that the One Belt, One Road is providing the economic connectivity and prosperity, etc., in CPEC projects, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor projects. On the other hand, they say that the railway line in Tawang would affect their sovereignty. So there are a lot of double standards that China is proposing through these criticisms.
Right. Thank you, Shrikant, for joining us here on WION.